So you want to study animation, and you look online, you found this school called Griffith University, and you wonder what it's like to study animation there. This is your video. Hi, I'm Helen. I'm a first-year student studying the Bachelor of Animation at Griffith University. So a year ago, I was trying to look through this information because it's really hard to find the real student experience online. Their open day is just way too far to attend from overseas, and their online information session is just a repetition of their website. And back when I was applying, there aren't a lot of student films published. We got a few now, but So when you're spending over 30,000 Australian dollars per year, you're gonna wonder whether you've made the right choice. And that's why I want to make this video for all the concrete detail that I wish I knew before I applied. In this video, I will talk about how the animation program is structured, how heavy the workload actually is, what you will learn in your first year, and some of the equipment costs on top of the tuition. For the curriculum structure, animation program at Griffith sits under the Griffith Film School, alongside with the film and game design programs. The current curriculum is trying to blend these three disciplines together. So what it means is that some of our courses are shared. As an animation student, we will analyze films, and we will also learn to make animation for game characters in the game design context. And some of the film and game students will join your class and maybe your group projects. Anyway, what this means for us students is that your learning is going to be a little bit more general, and it will not be purely about drawing or animating a character. I have a sense that programs that are very animation specific is actually competitive, and they assume you to have a very strong drawing foundation. Think like Goblin in France. Maybe that is not suitable for beginners or when you are still exploring what role you want to take in the pipeline. So try to keep that in mind when you are comparing the programs. So back at Griffith's program, on the workload. As an international student, I take 4 courses per trimester, and that part is mandatory for my visa. 4 courses is what we will call a regular or a full workload, but if you are a local student, you can take less than 4. Some of my friends do that, and they say it gives them a better work-life balance. Or if you are like me who are broke, you can also do a full workload while working part-time. Now, with the 4 courses, your class schedule can look like this. Classes can start at 8 a.m. and tutorials can run until 7 p.m. because Griffith decided to accept more students this year, and then they will need to run more tutorial sessions so that the classes just last later until the day. Now, it also means that you often get day offs, but trust me, you will be spending them on your assignments anyway. Because as art students, we don't have exams. Yay! Until you realize all your assignments will be due on the same week on the same day at the same time. There are good news. Griffith is pretty lenient with their extensions. It's under 3 days, you can get it without any documentation. If you have documentation or any written proof, you can get more days as well. Try to use that to plan things out so you don't burn out yourself. Now, for what you will actually learn in your first year. As I mentioned, this program covers the animation bit and some more general stuff. Now, for the 2D animation part, you get live drawing, digital drawing, character design, composition, and all the things. And you will also learn the 12 principles of animation by some hand-drawn exercises, the very classic ones. They will also ask you to apply those animation principles on 2D puppets. So you don't have to draw your characters again and again, frame by frame, but you will move them around like they are 2D puppets. For your 3D, we have the entire pipeline to cover. So they start from modeling, texturing, lighting, until you can create your own scene. And yes, we learn all of that in a year, so it could be intensive for some people. You will also learn rigging and some basic character animation. Other than that, you will also get a taste of experimental techniques such as stop motion. So this is something I made with my friend in class using a cutout from some old magazine. We can also learn post-production and compositing. So something like this, you can create, say, an opening sequence for a fictional TV series. By the end of the first year, you will have the basic skill to cover every role in the entire animation pipeline. I suspect they do that so that they could prepare you for your second year, where you are supposed to work in teams, produce a short animation. But I can only confirm that after I go into my second year. Now, one honest weakness so far is that we don't get enough live drawing hours. We get an hour and a half live drawing in our first trimester, but none of that in our second year. So just make sure you practice on your own so that you will keep improving. Now, on the software and other costs, this is a list Griffith will give you during the orientation week to tell you that, some of the things you need to prepare for your class. Pencil and sketchbook, yes. For the sketchbook, I've also tried both A4 and A3 sizes. A4 is just good for portable, but for A3, you will get to use the entire range of your arm, so try both. A Wacom stylus, that is the model that we use at the moment, the KP504E. If there are any changes to that, they should let you know during your orientation. And for an external hard drive, yes, please purchase one. They have recommended us to get two, but I've always only used one. I have a 1 terabyte SSD, which I find is more than useful because most of the time we are just using that storage device to move files from the school's computer lab to your own laptop, or you can use that as a backup. So 1 TB is more than enough, but SSD is way better than HDD because your file size could get large, and SSD is just going to make your file transfer much faster. Also consider to get a decent laptop, because if you're working at home, you will need a good laptop, like a gaming grade one, for you to run softwares like Maya, Substance Painter, editing software. Considering the Griffith School is using Windows system, you may also want to get a Windows laptop or Windows PC so that your file transfer can be smooth. Griffith has also mentioned getting a monitor style headphone, which this one I feel like is of a lower priority. The monitor style headphones will give you a cleaner sound, but most of the time you don't really need it for your drawings. I've bought one, but no class has forced me to use one, and so I would say just invest in your PC first. Also, as a Griffith student, you will get free access to most of the softwares we use in class. I myself have Toon Boom and Maya installed in my laptop, but never Adobe. You will still need to get a subscription for that, or just use the school's computer lab. They are fully equipped. Here are some other financial tips, because I can't be the only one who is both broke and still want to do art. So Griffith offers free counseling services, free food pantry, and a free airport pickup for international students. Use these resources when you need them. So, was it all worth it? Personally, I don't regret coming here. It fitted my need and it was the most plausible next step for me at that time. But that's also why I make this video, because I want you to be your own judge. Just let me know if you have any questions or thoughts in the comment section, or also let me know if you will be interested in looking at the portfolio that I submitted when I first applied, or maybe even some of my friends' portfolio, Lastly, I just really want to say it takes a lot of courage to even consider doing art in this era with Gen AI. But I truly believe you have to be true to yourself so that you won't get lost in life. So no matter where you are, what you plan to do, I hope you still love art and you will still be creating. Bye-bye.